John Rhys-Davies is best known to people who don't own computers as Indiana Jones' faithful helper Sala in Raiders of the Lost Ark and The Last Crusade. Currently, he is one of a handful of Hollywood name actors who are making regular appearances in big-budget computer games. We caught up with John in the process of creating a new role for Take-Two's upcoming horror whodunit, Ripper. He'll be playing the part of Vigo Haman, one of the characters the player must consult with to learn the identity of the mysterious serial killer cutting a vicious swath through 21st century New York.
He's really a sort of rather sinister background, Sydney Green Street, Maltese Falcon type of character. He has certain information to give. He's got his finger in a lot of rather nasty pies, and he may indeed know the Ripper. Beyond that, I'm not going to say. It's a marvelous new spin on an old story, and very clever and well thought out of, and I think very well written in terms of character and dialogue, and really a major sort of step forward for the interactive game, or certainly the games that I have seen or been involved in. I think it really is a very, very good script. It's a bit distracting having this ghastly blue or ghastly green all the time. And I think for the people working behind the camera, it must, at the end of the day, they must sort of, their eyes must be aching. What it does for the actor is strips away really the scenery and the props, and so all you have to do, all you have is the other actor. And that's rather a good thing, because it actually forces you to listen. You have to take whatever character you have from the book in your imagination. Normally you walk on a film set, you're prepared, you know what you're going to do, and you walk on, and suddenly the background of the scenery says you are in a restaurant, and there's coffee coming, there are people sitting at other tables, and you know, the context helps you find the character and the scene. With this, you don't have it, so you really have to bring it yourself, to a greater or lesser extent. Oh, I feel I can't qualify as an expert. Yes, indeed. Well, you know, you come into it because you know nothing. I know nothing about this. I know nothing about what these guys do at all. It is complete magic. These clever guys here can actually build sets just in the camera that are getting increasingly convincing. You see the decks of a starship or something like that, and it's quite as good as anything that you ever saw on Star Trek, without spending the millions of dollars on building them. Sometimes you get the right artist, the right computer setup and things like that, and the right material, the right subject for them to do, then the set that they will build, I think, is probably better than what you could build without spending literally millions of dollars on it. The development of the skills that the computer imagist is able to do at the moment, and the growth in those skills. I mean, I've been involved, I suppose, now for about a year and a bit in what people have been doing with these sort of things. And you can see every 3 months when you come back, you can see a qualitative development in the skills of manipulating the reality of the background images, the extraordinary way in which people can move and manipulate things within those things. The progress is continuous and so rapid, it's just astounding. It is almost as if they were condensing within the space of a few years the whole development of film in a way. And it's happening at an incredible speed. Those rather bad little games that you used to see, which were so primitive, the graphics were so primitive, they are out of date every time they're introduced now. Each new game, each new month brings almost a new generation of game. And the sophistication is one that is going to challenge the film industry itself within a very short time. Tell you what's in the future. In the future, the film industry will be fighting this industry frantically. It will be trying to get into it because there's probably proportionately more money to make. They will be cutting costs on their budgets in order to use some of the techniques of computer animation. And there will be a headlong clash between the newcomers and the old established things that will probably... Oh, well, never mind about that. I think as the cost of these things rise, so it makes more sense to sort of collateralize the thing by simply saying, okay, we've got the game, and what we're going to do now is shoot a movie to capitalize on the audience we've already made and gotten created, and we want to make the movie of the game, which will help to sell future copies of the game. We can also take scenes from the movie and put them into the film. Or we can make a television series, a pilot for a television series. For the actors, what it is, there will be a lot more work initially. But the time will rapidly come when they will be able to take all the measurements of an actor like me and buy me out. Then they will write the script like that, and they will say, okay, what's a stock actor for this? Okay, let's Rhys-Davies. He looks a bit too young for this, a bit too old for this. Okay, let's put another 40 pounds on him and bulk him up. Let's give him some more lines in the face and things like that. Okay, make him a slobbering idiot more than he is now. Right. Okay, do it. There won't be the actors anymore. But that will only happen for so long. Ultimately, people will say, you know what, there's something rather marvelous about seeing actors stuck on a stage in front of a live audience trying to do it properly. Though I saw Hamlet last night, and I have to tell you, I had to leave at the interval. It was so bad. Oh, Hamlet, what a falling off was there.
So you'll still be able to see good and bad acting in the future, even with all this stuff going on.
Well, if we're able to tell the difference by that time, and thank God my public hasn't been able to for some time.